What's up, everybody? So I'm going to be starting a brand new series on the channel where I talk about stories in my real life, and as of right now I have thought of 5 different stories that I can make 5 videos of, and this will be the first one. And as you guys can see in the background, there's a campfire because these stories are kind of like campfire stories to me. So before I get into this video, I like to give myself a challenge. From this point on, I will try to upload a new video every single week. I will not wait 2 weeks. Only 1 week is the maximum limit. That is until I reach the iceberg video, because the iceberg video will take me longer than a week to edit. But apart from that, I will try to upload a new video every single week. Let's get into this story, or confession I should say. Back when I was in the 5th grade, I was taking a test in my social studies class, where, as far as I can remember, we had to memorize each US state and the capital of each US state. I was able to get through this test and I ended up turning it in, but the student next to me was struggling on a question. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the student for privacy reasons, but I will say that this student was a male student, a boy. I don't know what exactly the question was, but I remember the answer to it was Delaware. And here's where I made the mistake. I wrote the answer down on my math book and I showed the other student the answer, and he ended up writing it down. Keep in mind that I was literally sitting right in front of the teacher doing this, and I didn't think about that at all. So the teacher, who was a male teacher by the way, got up from his desk, walked next to me, and asked this one question exactly word for word. What did you write down? The second he said this, I already knew I was in trouble. He caught me. He caught me, bro. I was very hesitant. I just kept saying, like I couldn't just admit it. Eventually, after some time, the teacher took me and the other student out into the hallway, and he asked me the question again. What did you write down? This was when I finally admitted it and said that I gave the other student an answer on the test. After I finally admitted my mistake, the teacher made the other student retake the entire test all over again, and he made me sign a behavior log, which, if you don't know what that means, it basically means that you get in trouble when you sign that. So I walked back into the room and I signed that behavior log, and the other student ended up taking the whole test again. Now, I don't remember the events that happened after this, but I definitely remember what happened when the class was released to go to their next class. The teacher dismissed all the other students except for me and the other student, of course. I do not remember what the teacher said to the other student, but as for me, he told me 2 very important things that I still remember to this day. The first thing that he told me was that he almost wrote a referral towards me, which means that I wouldn't have gotten detention, but he ended up changing his mind. Just so you guys know, I've never gotten detention once in school. Not in elementary school, not in grade school, not in high school. This time was the closest I've ever gotten detention. The second thing he told me was that being nice could get you in trouble. And to this day, I still occasionally think about that. After I was let out of the class, I was holding my tears in for the rest of the day. Like I was literally on the verge of crying. I do not remember confessing this to my parents or anyone like that. So this is kind of a secret, I guess. And from this point on, every time I took a test or quiz in school and saw other students cheating on it, I always thought of this one incident and how I should not, under any circumstances, give any students the answers to it. Now, I can forgive myself for this mistake because of how long ago it was. This was back when I was 11 or 12 years old, and this was almost a decade ago. And I still remember this mistake to this day. Even if I get married and have children, I may still remember this mistake. And yes, I do want to get married. I don't care what any of you nihilists say. I do not care. I've always wondered if the other student remembers this. I mean, I haven't asked him or anything like that, but if he does, then I like to say I'm sorry, because I have not apologized to you for this. The craziest thing about this is after I graduated grade school, this student also went to the same high school as me. Something else I should talk about is in my first semester of my senior year, I took this AP geography class, which I had to drop out of because of how difficult it was. But that same student was in that class, and he knew the answers to almost every single question. So in a nutshell, he was basically a know-it-all student. And as far as I can remember, he also took calculus and chemistry as well, so like he literally knew basically everything, bruh. During the graduation ceremony, when his name was called up, he was either in the top 5% or 10% of students because he got an award for that. And this guy was literally one of the smartest students that went to the entire school. I'm not sure if he's going to college or not, but if he is, I'm not sure which college it is because I haven't seen him since. And even if I did know what college he was going to, I would not say it just for privacy reasons. So yeah, that's about it for the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and in the future I will be making more Storytime videos. So yeah, that's about it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.